Hello. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Kajori Kodo and welcome back to Path to Nowhere. And today we are going to do the final part of the 3.5 anniversary Silent Snow Hidden Plum. Okay. Welcome to Vesper Turbo. You are early today, and Tojor. Vesper is being the first lately, which is surprise. Yeah, so just a little bit of a reminder what happened to the third episode. It was finished when we basically fall off a cliff. That is not very helpful, I know. So basically we are basically in confrontation with the other three martial heroes, which is Yin Yan Sheng, and then Shen Wancho and Ji Guining, which is it was revealed that all of these martial heroes is actually has committed like very terrible crime. Like it's terrible. Like when I read that part, it's just like, damn, this people is just cannot be fixed. It cannot be fixed. So in the end, that we are kind of like in confrontation where basically Shuanger. I don't know what's the deal though, like how Shuanger changed to Jichuan, but basically it was already revealed that Shuanger is Jichuan, and she fight against the other three on her own. And I think at the end she kind of like trying to save us by pushing us out of the cliff or something like that. And yeah, that's where we left off. We are kind of fall and we're unconscious, and there is like Granny Aiguo do something basically. that's where we left off basically last time. Hi Julian, welcome. I've started using YouTube notification on my phone. Like they are in Jichuan. Yeah, Jichuan have like all have the evidence and everything. That's where always first this day. The ending make me want to read Jichuan interrogation so bad. It's a shame we cannot read it today. I's not justicing me at this point. True. It's possibly we're gonna have like more information about modeling the Jichuan childhood friend maybe in the interrogation. Something that kind of like a shame though. I don't think that the interrogation is being voiced. Unfortunately, I don't think so. Do I have announced that the interrogation being voiced? I don't think so. I will have read it, but I could miss it. So who knows? If somebody can please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. So without further ado, it's time for the last part of Silent Snow Hidden Plum. It always start with Grandma Aiguo. I think this one is always the same every time. When we'll be to interrogate? I'm not sure. I think it will be available tomorrow. Oh, okay. So not immediately then. Usually like couple of days after the event, the last part is released. Oh, Stroll is back on. Wireless environment detected. Activating emergency protocols. Deploying cushioning barrier. External support detected. Fall risk neutralized. Vital sign scan complete. Chief's vital indicators are within normal parameters. Projected time to regaining consciousness 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, Xiaofeng is back. Because I remember that Xiaofeng is kind of leave us alone last time. Before your eyes are too large, fury heads, Miaowi and Xiaofeng, flanking you on either side as they peer down at you. Why are you two here?
Hey. That's the thanks I get for saving your hide? Maui here caught you clean as a whistle. You sure you didn't smack that pretty head of yours on the way down?
Dizziness still swirling, you slowly push yourself upright until you are sitting. You find yourself in a snowdrift at the bottom of the cliff, the soft powder a cushion beneath you. Miraculously, your body remains unharmed, without a single scratch. This is the base of Mount Fuyun.
Bingo. Lucky I've got eyes in the back of my head. Had Meowie waiting in the hollow, just in case. So, what's that thing on you that won't stop beeping?
Oh, it's Stroll. The Stroll you had almost forgotten peeks out from your collar. Please to re-establish contact. I've synchronized recent offline records and completed a preliminary analysis of the Northwell incident. Your performance was exemplary. The mission objective advanced efficiently without real-time assistance. The Aurum Secretum network has been fully traced. This investigation can be considered a complete success. Additionally, we have obtained critical leads regarding anomalous sinner activity in Istia. Overall, a flawless operation. Stroll hovers in the air with a slow rotation as it delivers its report, while Miaoyi and Xiaofeng watch with unblinking fascination. So I'm still detecting minor instability, likely originating from the feline entities behind me. Feline. Based on available intel, this incident appears isolated. The Eastern Alliance remains a reliable partner. Local signal strength is still poor, uploading investigation data gradually. I suggest we return to the Northwell border and rendezvous with support. We're leaving so soon. Not yet, there's something I need to handle. Of course, this one. The situation at North Snow Manor is unresolved. The one who gained power through Aurum Secretum are still on that mountain, and Jichuan is up there alone, facing them. Jichuan. Data confirms she is the Istian who recently performed my duties under the alias Schwanger. I understand your concern, but I must emphasize this is an internal Istian matter. Is that the city stands? Take the intel and walk. That Istian you mentioned, she's been helping me, guiding me toward the truth all this time. I'm not leaving her behind like this. I understand your position, but this individual has deceived you repeatedly. I must reiterate, this is an internal Istian affair. As the cold deepens, Schroll's voice suffers from the low temperature interference, cutting in and out with bursts of static.
Hey, little Gizmo's got a point. You're an outsider here. What's any of this got to do with you? Walk away now, save us both the headache.
You heard all that? So Schroll, and you don't seem surprised. How long have you known?
Please. Saw right through you back at the inn. Now that little beggar of yours? She was a lot slicker. Didn't clock her until we crossed fists in the Pine Grove. Kid's got moves.
So you kept quiet, just to watch the drama unfold?
Obviously. Where's the fun in spoiling it early? Then I'd miss one of you playing the noble hero, and the other the pitiful limb. Building up to the big tearjerker farewell? No thanks. Look, quit sulking. That girl's tougher than she looks. Taking on those three leftovers? She's got it handled.
She's sick though. These Eastern manners may be frivolous, but her judgment is sound. The mission objective has been met. I will begin compiling your return report. A flawless operation, a complete success. The more those words reach your ears, the deeper your unease grows. Glancing up, you see the mountain peak has disappeared into the clouds. All day light is gone, and a bone-chilling cold settles over the wilderness. In your mind, the memory of Jichuan pushing you off the cliff plays on an endless loop. What else is Jichuan hiding? The harder she tries to push me away, the more it proves there's something she doesn't want me to see. If these people already understand Minia, if they've found ways to awaken sinners, if their so-called cultivation all hinge on contamination deals, then why are they so certain Jichuan has something that can push them further? Stroll falls silent. Out of contact with you for too long, it now needs to sift through all the information it has gathered during these days at the manor. Everyone except Xiaofeng, who's just here for the show, believes some rumor about the divine martial arts. That mania will amplify their cultivation, but no one's actually seen it. No one can prove that Jichuan practices are even part of them. unless what they believe in was never a codex, but a system, something already tested, a truth no one dares speak out loud. Information gap confirmed. One critical element is missing from this incident: the codex.
Is this what you've all come for?
Wait, did she change clothes or this one her without the robe? His children needs another wife. Jichuan stands at the cliff's edge, her figure looking particularly fragile against the bitter wind. As she produces a scroll, it instantly captures everyone's gaze. The cover bears the title Snow Quell Arts, two words that have, from the very first moment, held an irresistible allure.
The view from the summit is quite expansive. A pity, though. Gaze too long, and all that's left is emptiness. Plum trees that grow among mountain stones must always struggle, their roots breaking through rock for every drop of sustenance. Now, I suppose this will serve as premium fertilizer.
The fertilizer she speaks of is nothing more than the three people standing 10 paces away, and yet none of them dares move. Jichuan dangles the scroll over the cliff's edge, pulling it back and extending it out again, a relentless motion, like someone toying with trapped beasts. After countless feints, watching greed and desperation ebb and flow across their faces, she finally breaks into laughter.
What's wrong? No one gives chase? Weren't you all so eager to head down the mountain and capture someone just moments ago?
That lad who fell, whether he's dashed on the rocks below or flown to the heavens, who can say? Why waste effort searching for him? But you, Manor Master.
His gaze lands on Jichuan's right hand, clenched tightly into a fist.
That scroll in your hands holds a far greater weight than some lad of unknown origin.
Manor Master Jiang, let's not mince words. Your inner flame gutters like a candle in the wind. Hand over the codex, and I'll personally see to it you have a dignified burial. A plot worthy of the Shen family name.
Jichuan covers her mouth with her fingers and coughs softly. Droplets of blood fleck the snow, vivid crimson against the perfect white. Still, she smiles. The newly forged connection with him her tempers the sharp anguish of the contamination. It seems the young hero has been keeping secrets from her as well. Does that make them even? She lifts her gaze, meeting three pairs of murderous eyes with unruffled calm.
What you seek is indeed here. But I wonder, this ascension in one step, which of you has the fate to claim it, and which of you has the fate to enjoy it?
With that, the remaining blossoms at the cliff edge shudder and ascend, bursting into bloom as a red mist that fills the sky. As the dazzling red overwhelms their sight and seizes their focus for a heartbeat, a fierce strike from a staff shatters the haze, hurtling directly towards them. This one is difficult to... Yeah, I cannot block this one. I need to bring a reticle or something. Okay. It's time to show the new
I don't
Kipao.
have much to contribute on the front
Who has the
line.
Kipao, by the way?
I'll
Graves.
count on you guys.
The music has started.
And who's the other one? Yelena.
Please proceed to your seats.
Rest assured, and leave it in my hands.
Oh, she's so cute. She just bowed. That one guy.
Listen,
Can someone kill that one?
Rain is coming.
Plum branch snapped. Jade shattered. Cleanse this warp.
Love and hate are intertwined.
Oh, I want to see what Grave throw. Is it still? Ah, damn it. She's scammer. What are you planning to do? The direction you're heading leads to the main mountain path, which is now completely blocked by snow and impassable. Then we will take a different route. We've also overlooked a crucial clue: the denunciations. A red plum denunciation was left at every scene. For those people to be so convinced of the divine martial arts power, Juchuan must have hidden some information inside them. Your hypothesis is logically sound, but it's not enough reason to continue our involvement. It is. If contaminated relics from the Farlands can draw people in like moths to flame, who's to say the Codex doesn't hold something far worse? Current intelligence indicates that Sinner are engaged in combat on the mountain. The snowstorm is intensifying. The risk of ascent is critical. Compared to the potential threat you are citing, the projected cost-benefit ratio of this operation is far from favorable. Wasn't it you who said we can't afford to let any potential threat slip? That's why we came all the way to Istia, isn't it? That principle assumes you will operate rationally within Istia Trust framework. Right now, your heart rate, breathing, and decision-making patterns all indicate emotional instability. You grab Stroll and shove it deep into the snow. Sure enough, unequipped for the extreme cold, it freezes instantly. Holy crap. Shoving listened to your entire argument without uttering a word. Don't worry, I'm calm. My status here as an outsider is complicated. A lot of people have their eyes on me. I will explain later. She scratches at her ears, her expression unusually troubled.
She didn't warn me about someone this stubborn.
Who's she? She?
Look, coming down to get you? That was those two manor birdies asking me for a favor. I was in the middle of a decent scrap with that old timer when they came flapping over, saying there was something more fun down here.
So the escape route by the cliffside plum tree was a lie too.
She traded 2 jars of fine liquor for that request. I agreed to keep you safe and get you out because I was planning to leave anyway. I never agreed to drag you back up.
Taking a moment to brush off the snow, you confirm that you are uninjured. Then pivot and head the other way. The main path is blocked, so you will have to find another way up the mountain.
Hey, you still not getting it? She went through all that trouble to get you out. She doesn't want you to go back.
I know. You press on without a pause. The snow rising past your knees. Xiaofeng watches your figure as it slowly vanishes into the whiteout, then lifts her voice and calls out.
Going down's easy. Going up? Avalanches wiped out every path. You're not making it up there alone.
I know.
And even if you did, you can't change anything. That girl's power burns through her own life. She doesn't have much time left.
Seems like Coco Leak. I know. There's something I didn't get to tell Schroll. Another reason I have to go back. The shackles in your palm drop, the connection to the other end clear and unwavering. Through them, you feel Jichuan draining her last reserve of strength, locked in an endless, grueling battle. She never lied about being frail. If she hadn't pushed herself to wield that strength, maybe she could have lived longer, just as an ordinary person. She still hasn't told me what drives her to pay that price. For the people? Yes. But for herself? What she's really fighting for? You don't look back. Your silhouette grows smaller and fainter against the vast curtain of snow. What? Why Stroll is up again? Chief, we received a response from Istia. They have declined to investigate the Codex further. Officially, the mission is complete. My safety assessment remains unchanged. Returning to the manor is not advised. Upon waking, Stroll resumed the earlier conversation, yet the chief is absent. Only Xiaofeng is there, perched lazily upon a mound of snow.
Quit your scanning. That chief of yours is long gone. That one's set on finding out where that codex came from, and what that girl's really burning herself up for.
Tiger already didn't know that Chief is ready to start a war. Someone who needs his help. The personal motivation of North Snow Manor Master follows Sadi's investigation operational parameters.
He knows. That wasn't a request for input. That was a heads up. Oh, look at you, little black lump, all alone. Your master ran off and left you. How about you come with me instead? I bet you make a great new toy for Meowie to bat around.
Xiaofeng withholds your parting words from Shroll. There is no purpose in relaying them, as the outcome remains the same either way. Northwild stands independent from Istia, its foundation built on heroic ideals. Schwanger told so many tales of the martial world and legendary heroes in Pingham Town. If the townspeople knew what happened at North Snow Manor, perhaps some of them might still harbor enough heroic spirit to offer their aid. Xiaofeng knows, deep down, that you are embarking on a path both naive and doomed to fail, yet it is also the last hope for aid you can count on in this place. So we are asking for help in the village? Deadly silence grips the town. Heavy snow has collapsed half the rooftops, and not a single soul stirs in the streets. You approach the nearest courtyard, one of the few that remains relatively intact, its wooden gate standing firmly shut. After a long moment, a cloudy eye peers out from the crack in the window. Hey, in the door. Is it the door just now? Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to bother you. I need to get to North Snow Manor. Is the path up the mountain still possible? North Snow Manor? Up on Mount Fuyun? That place is a block of ice this time of year. Icicle hanging down like teeth. What in the blazes would you want up there for? Alone. The door creaks open halfway, revealing an old person huddled behind it, arms cross-tied, hands rubbing together against the cold. Do you know Schwanger, the storyteller in town? She's actually North Snow Manor Master. She's in trouble, there's fighting up there, and she has no one to help her. Please, if there's any way to get me up there, I have to try. For a neighbor. You try to bow in the Astian manner, but the elder stops you with a gentle hand. Oh child, how young are you? Heroes, quests, the martial world? That's just stories for white-eyed kids. This blizzard isn't a story. It's a killer. The roads won't last much longer. We should be heading home, not up a mountain. It's not a story. I'm telling the truth. The martial world, it's happening right now. Those heroes. You hesitate mid-sentence, suddenly uncertain if you can still call those sinners heroes. The old man shakes his head slowly as the door closes. Heroes? Seen plenty of them come and go. Not a single one ever stayed to help us split firewood or patch roofs. Fairy tales, child. Just fairy tales. Having just swallowed a priceless 9-turn yang pill, what was that? Sen Wancho felt its power course through him. His face flushed with vitality as internal force surges, making his presence even stronger than it was upon entering the manor. He snapped his folding fan open and seized the initiative. Yichuan's face, by contrast, is deadly pale. Each ragged breath scrapes like knives against her lungs. Unyielding, she grips the scroll in her left hand, while her right wields the plum branch in rapid, flowing strikes. In the confined space, she weaves an impenetrable net of defense, deflecting his fan attacks one after another.
Quite the impressive showing. That fierce strength carries Ma Ling's signature. And that flowing motion. Xu Shen's technique? From whom did you acquire such arts?
Malice flashes in Shen Wancho's eyes. His fan snaps shut with a violent tremor and a sharp metallic ring before instantly disintegrating into 12 gleaming blades that streak through the air like a sudden downpour.
Ask them yourself when you see them in hell, Manor Master.
12 sharp impacts ring out in rapid succession. Yichuan dodges through the flashing steel, her plum branch sweeping aside most of the blades. Through several steel graze her shoulder and waist. Fabric tears and blood blooms on her skin. Shen Wancho grins, a malicious curl to his lips. As he gestures with his fingers, the 12 blades obey, whistling back through the air to reassemble into a steel whip with a series of clicks. This legendary weapon, forged at immeasurable cost, now strikes at her legs like a venomous serpent. Knowing she cannot fully evade, Jichuan grits her teeth and lets the tip bite deep into bone. Then, with a violent twist of her waist, she uses the whip's own momentum to yank herself toward him. The fierce desperation in the move catches Shen Wancho off guard, and in an instant, she closes the distance. Her plum branch darts out, finding the vital points on his chest and abdomen. You approach the next house. The door soon flies open to reveal a woman with a sickly, pale complexion, a baby clutched in her arms. Hello, We don't have anything. My baby hasn't eaten in 3 days. Try another house. Before you can get a word out, she begins to shut the door. You react instantly, jamming your hand against it. Wait! I'm not asking for food. Please. I just need to know if any road to North Snow Manor is still open. You know Schwanger, the storyteller in town? She's up there and she's in real danger. I'm trying to get to her. The baby in the woman's arms starts crying. Its wails thin and ready. She pats in hurriedly, and as she moves, her sleeve pulls back to reveal a waist that is nothing but skin and bone. Despite her frailty, she clearly knows Schwanger. Huh? You're one of those people chasing heroes. My husband was like you, though if he learned a few moves, he could be a big hero and protect us all. Then the avalanche hit. He ran right into it to save people. When we found him, he was frozen hard as rock. Don't go up to that manor. That heroism you're chasing is just a fancy word that gets people killed. The door slams shut with a heavy thud, its echo giving way to muffled sobbing and the baby feeble cries from within. The power of Shen Wancho 9-turn yang pills ebbs away. Jichuan moves to regulate her breathing, only to find a heavy weakness spreading through her limbs and bones.
After 3 breaths of my intoxicated dream powder, your internal force should be scattered to the winds by now. Your vitality fades, your spirit dims. Those divine arts are wasted on a dying flame. Why not give them to this old man instead? Consider it the last worthy deed of your existence!
His long staff quivers, its tip arrowing straight for the Zhangmen pressure point beneath Jichuan's ribs. Gritting her teeth, she forces out every last whips of her remaining internal force and darts to the right.
Stepping north seals your fate, little Manor Master.
Your
next step treads upon empty air.
At his words, Jichuan's left foot quickly recoils. Her forward momentum halted mid-motion. It is almost enough. Hampered by her injuries, she is a half beat too slow, and the long stick finds its mark, slicing a bloody line across her ankle.
Tougher than this old man expected, Arch. No matter, I'll break you down myself, bone by bone, and drain you dry. You'll make a finer tonic than any pill.
His sleeves whip outward, hurling a massive cloud of dark green poison powder directly at her face. But Jichuan unexpectedly does not dodge or retreat. Holding her breath in complete focus, She drives her plum branch straight through the toxic mist.
Still fight, with death staring you in the face? To become sustenance for my immortal ascent? That's a fortune you should be grateful for!
In his fury, he holds nothing back. His tough techniques transforms completely. The dark ebony stick becomes a storm of overlapping shadows, like ravenous spirits clawing for prey, like writhing dragons churning the waters. Jichuan retreats step by step, snow exploding beneath her feet. New wounds tear across her shoulders, arms and waist, staining her white robes crimson. Yet her plum branch defense holds firm, and against this storm-like assault, she stubbornly maintains her ground within 3 feet of the cliff's edge. Through her body wavers, her spine remains straight. The door of the third house hangs half collapsed. As you approach, about to speak, a faint putrid smell reaches your nose. Peering inside, you see it. In the corner of the room, on a straw mat, a grayish-blue hand protrudes from beneath a tattered blanket. Before you can react, an aged, hoarse voice speaks from behind. That's old Liu, froze to death 10 days back. Nobody got the strength left to put him in the ground. Why? Look around, child. Who's left in Northwell? Old folks, sick folks, the one who can't run. The young ones either fled to other parts of Istia or got scooped by those martial arts type with all their flashy talk. Her gaze drifts to the sword at your waist, and realization fills her eyes. Wait, was it her? Ah, you're one of them, aren't you? One of those martial world folks, always yapping about being the strongest, cutting each other down over nothing. You young people, always making trouble, never fixing any. Just last week, that inn down by the mountain pass, couple of fighters tore it apart and smashed everything. That family will be lucky to make it through winter now. So, what were you gonna ask me, child? Hey, where are you going? The martial world you long to return to, the truth you seek so desperately. To these people fighting just to survive, they are nothing more than another blizzard to be weathered. You turn and walk away. The roads after the snow prove far more treacherous than expected. Snow is churned by people and livestock. Now a slush of mud and debris frozen into a filthy jagged sheet of ice. You slip and fall several times before fighting your way back to your feet. You finally reach the corner where Shuanger used to lean against the wall, telling stories. It is now only broken walls and crumbling ruins, empty and desolate. The heavy snow falls steadily, inch by inch, erasing every last trace. Seeing Yin Yansheng assault fail, Ji Guining strikes her pipa. The sound waves that erupt are not heard but felt. Needless, driving directly into the mine, granting no respite. Jichuan is already moving, her dodge calculated. She evades the full force of it, though a thin strand of hair, severed from her temple, marks how close the call truly was.
3 people, 1 scroll. I find myself wondering.
Oh,
Precisely
she's no
do
more
you intend to divide
wounded.
it amongst yourselves.
I just realized that.
You needn't trouble yourself over such matters, Miss Jiang. Once you're gone, we'll settle accounts amongst ourselves.
They're gonna kill each other. Jichuan twists to dodge once more, but the rock crumbles underfoot. She lurches forward, her heels skidding off the edge as she nearly plummets into the abyss. With a violent jerk, she flings herself back onto solid rock. She looks down in time to see the debris she kicked free vanish into the sullen mist.
Don't deceive yourself. That is a deadly abyss where even birds fall broken-winged. That young friend of yours, by now, is likely nothing but dust and bone.
Yichuan squeezes her eyes shut, forcing her focus inward as she channels the last of her internal force against the demonic sound's assault. Still, the color drains from her face.
You know, I have always held a certain admiration for you. A body ravaged by affliction, yet you insist on playing the righteous hero. Such a pity that every performance must eventually reach its final act. Surrender the secret codex. I can grant you a swift death and send you tumbling down to join him. Compared to falling into Dr. Yin's hands, becoming one of his test subjects, or being tortured by young Master Shen, this is already an act of considerable mercy. Don't you agree, Manor Master Jiang?
The pipa's sound suddenly surged to a piercing crescendo, like 10,000 ghosts wailing in chorus. Jichuan's face turns deadly pale. Blood trickles from the corner of her mouth, and the plum branch nearly slips from her grasp.
Almost time. If I keep
Hi, Reggie,
taking
welcome.
their attacks, I'll expose a fatal opening within
Whoa.
10 moves. I might as well take the initiative.
With a flick of her wrist, she releases the scroll of the Snow Quell Arts. It sails through the air in a perfect arc, landing precisely in the space between Ji Guining, Shen Wanqiu, and Yin Yansheng. For an instant, all three stand frozen, greed a raw flame in their eyes, before they hurl themselves forward simultaneously. The wind howls and snow swirls as the secret codex tumbles through the air, dancing between their crushing palm strikes and whistling blade shades. United against an enemy only moments before, they now turn on each other with the fury of sworn foe. Wow, that's so easy! Yin Yansheng poison palm slams into the small of Shen Wanqiu's back. Shen Wanqiu's fan blade arcs toward Ji Guining's wrist, and Ji Guining's fingers dancing across her strings sends three sonic blades steering through the air to find Yin Yansheng's throat.
Fight. Seize it. Use those hands aimed with innocent blood to claim this scroll. My personally crafted, gut-piercing poison.
Did they kill each other? Yeah, they tried to kill each other the moment she throws it.
Use those hearts that schemed against your closest companions to second-guess each other. How much humanity can possibly remain?
There's none. Yin Yansheng raised his left shoulder to take Shen Wanqiu's fan strike. Bone cracks, but in that same instant, his right hand shoots out and seizes the codex. He bursts into wild laughter, though his triumph barely lasts a heartbeat. Shen Wanqiu's folding fan separates again, 12 cold blades raining down like iron hail, blanketing the sky. Yin Yansheng roars, swinging his crutch in a desperate block, but his chest remains wide open. A thin blade originally meant for Ji Guining curves back through the air and finds his heart with a wet thud. Oh, he's the first one to die! The immortal healer freezes mid-motion. He stares down at the crimson blooming across his chest, staggers a few steps, and crumbles into the snow. I'll be damned if Shen Wanqiu is like the last man standing.
Your enemies are not merely each other, and not merely me. Down the mountain, vengeful spirits await to collect blood debts. Behind you lurk allies watching like starving tigers. And in your hearts lie insatiable hunger, endless greed, and delusions of immortality. Like scavenging flies and dogs fighting over carrion, claws and fangs bared in this bitter storm. All claim to know a secret path to heaven. Yet it is nothing but another fleeting dream.
They killing each other out of greed just as Jichuan expected. She should just do that since the very beginning. Shen Wanqiu darts forward, kicking aside Yin Yansheng, still warm corpse and snatching the codex. A flash of wild joy crosses his face, but behind him, Jiguining begins to steer in her wheelchair. Oh, she can stand? Her lameness turns out to be all a ruse. The princess rises with ghostly swiftness. Before Shen Wancho can even react, she materializes before him, her fingers already dancing across the pipa string. Oh! He evades the sonic blade and tries to curse, but the sound dies in his throat into a wet gurgle. He looks down in dawning horror to find Jiguining's short sword, hidden beneath the pipa, already buried deep in his neck. Oh! So the winner is Jiguining. I don't understand how with these people, like they got the codex and they celebrate, like what the hell man, your enemy's still alive. It's like the very definition of celebrating too soon. Shen Wancho lost to crippled wheels. One house, two houses, three houses. You all through half the town and every answer is the same. There is no path, there is no hope. No one believes in heroes anymore. Maybe there's still a way to reach the manor, but if people's hearts won't turn toward it, how can such a path ever be open? Hello? A thin quavering voice, strangely clear, suddenly speaks from beside you. You look down to find a girl in a worn cotton jacket. Her small face flushed from the cold. She looks up and her eyes are bright and sparkling. You... Wait, you're that young hero. The one who listened to story with me by the road that day. I remember you. Your sword, your rope. The child tugs at the hem of your clothes, her voice quivering with barely contained excitement. A real martial art master, just like in Shuanger's stories. The one who runs across rooftop and jumps over walls. You're here to help us, right? Tell me you are here to help. You open your mouth, but your mind goes blank, unable to find the words. Then quick, check if I've got it. The hero stuff. Swanger says I do, but I can't see it at all. She says big fish like clay pots and little fish like mine. They all got their own strength. Yeah! Wah! Wah! They can chase away all the bad things and the big scary troubles. Big fish, little fish. Aren't these the words that old friend of Jichuan's modeling left behind? What else has Shuanger told you? So much stuff, but my favorite's her own stories, the one about her in the martial world. Her own stories? You kneel beside her. Only now do you see that the child's bulk comes from layers of torn rags and old clothes, a poor padding against the cold. You pull the fabric snag around her small frame. On the far end of the shackles, Jichuan's life force continues to fade. The decisive battle out in the snow is reaching its end. I would really like to hear those. The stories about her. Could you tell me? A fountain of crimson erupts from Shen Wancho's neck. He crumples, his lifeblood pooling with the fallen plum petals on the ground. The scroll lands suddenly beside his jade-inlaid boots. Sir, those people are not in their right mind. Of course, they will celebrate it earlier. At last, the divine arts are in Jiguining's hands. She seizes the scroll, lifts it high in victory, and tips her head back, her laughter ringing out in the triumph. You know, if Jichuan is healthy, when she's laughing, you're just gonna attack her.
Ancestors above, bear witness! The mandate to rebuild, the restoration of my homeland. Heaven has delivered it at last into my hands! This is fate! Honor among heroes, covenants of the martial world! Before true power, they are nothing but stepping stones beneath my feet.
She's walking, so not Hot Wheels anymore.
Manor Master Jiang, I thank you for your generous gift. Once I have unraveled the mysteries within, I shall see to it that you receive a most modest grave. Now let the first soul claimed by the divine arts serve as a blood sacrifice to my destiny.
Leaning against the jagged rock at the cliff's edge, Jichun is covered in wounds and breathes with difficulty. But at the sight of Jigunin's triumph, a soft chuckle suddenly escapes her.
How peculiar you all are. You hunger for power so desperately. You rely on it. Trade it for hollow fame, fleeting fortune, the illusion of dominion. Yet you understand nothing of what power truly is. You willingly let corruption seep into your very bones, all for the sake of a beautiful mask.
Jigunin has no patience for the ravings of a defeated foe. With eager hands, her focus narrows to the threads wrapped around the codex, her fingers working to untie the knots.
In such a hurry. But have you forgotten? I mentioned I still have an old score to settle with you.
Before she can finish speaking, Jigunin tears open the scroll. She doesn't even have a moment to read the script before a churning mass of inky, black energy erupts from it. Its tendrils lancing straight toward her eyes.
What is this?
Each laugh sends pain shooting through her wounds, making it difficult for Jichuan to continue. Gathering what little strength she has left, she slowly rises to her feet. Snowflakes fall like scattered jade, blotting out the sun and sky. She has only been watching the drama unfold at the cliff's edge for what feels like a moment, but when she stands, she finds herself buried in snow.
I am not like you. No vast networks. No reach across the martial world. I have had a few friends in this life. But there was one person. We made a promise. Once we both became accomplished people, we would meet again. I had searched for her for many years.
Oh, modeling is a her?
She was skilled and kind-hearted. By the standards of this martial world, she should have become a renowned hero. Yet I had searched every corner of Northwild and found no trace of her. Guess what I discovered instead?
She brushes the clinging flower petals from her clothes, her smile fading into something cold.
Not long after my friend vanished without a trace, a number of people in the Northwild martial world suddenly displayed exceptional talent. Miraculous encounters. Powers soaring overnight. Gradually, these same people carved up the martial world among themselves and became the ones who dictate its rules.
Jigunin has now collapsed to her knees in the snow. The foul thing from the codex, having devoured her eyes, now rages through her bloodstream. It clashes violently with her internal force, inflicting an agony beyond anything she has ever known.
My organs burning! Meridians boiling! What have you done?
You listen as a child speaks, her voice dripping with innocence, telling you how Shuanger came to a town 10 years ago. She presented herself as an associate of Beggar Clan, disappearing for long stretches, only to return with stories from all over Northwild for everyone. Every location Shuanger mentioned aligns perfectly with the sect's name in the criminal records. You wanna know the best part? Schwanger is amazing. Like super amazing. She sneaked into very big martial arts place in Northwild and she brought back these incredible treasures from all of them. But she's so stingy. She hides them all and buries them real deep. Won't even let me peek. Not even a little peek. Treasures? What kind of treasures? The child suddenly clams a hand over your mouth, as if you are about to divulge some earth-shattering secret. Then, with a mysterious air, she grabs your hand and pulls you into a run toward the town entrance. You follow her all the way to the edge of Pingham Town, to the barren ground behind the candy shop, where 6 small mounds of earth sit crooked and ask you, "See? Schwanger came here lots of times. Took her forever to find them all and put them here. She said these are super duper important. Like the most important things ever. And when she finds all of them, she will figure out the biggest, deepest secret in the whole entire martial world." Approach the mounds. The closer you move, the more distinctly you feel the uneasy tremors radiating from the shackles. Below the surface, a faintly familiar presence stirs. It echoes the feeling you had when you first arrived in Northwild during the fight at the inn. Their power is somewhat different from the city sinners. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it feels purer and more unified. Perhaps this is the internal force mentioned in the materials you gave me? The 6 mounds before you appear randomly scattered, but a closer look reveals a deliberate design. Head, torso, limbs, they are arranged to trace the outline of a small human figure. Wait, Jiguni crouches on the ground, her hands desperately climb over her mouth and nose. It is no use. Pitch black branches still force their way through the flesh between her fingers, rooting and twisting outward. Their surfaces are studded with slimy, tumor-like nodes, as if something living has taken root in her very bones and blood. Jichuan watches her struggle with cold, impassive eyes slowly raising the broken staff in her hand.
It took considerable time to track down those heroes from years past, one by one, to spread the rumor of a secret codex, and to lure you all here, to this manor. I went to such lengths because I harbored a faint, almost foolish hope that perhaps, in this filthy martial world, there might still exist half a person with a conscience. To harm the innocent would betray the very principle of justice my friend and I once swore to uphold. She would surely reproach me for it, from where she now lies. But it seems the romantic ideals of heroism are, and always were, merely fairy tales for children. Those who believe in ascension in one step, and those who wear the virtuous mask of a hero while they exploit the desperate. They are cut from the same cloth. For that clarity, I have you all to thank. Through your very presence here, you have dispelled the last of my naivete. It turns out, every single one of you deserves to die. A single blade can only claim a single life. Can it dismantle the very foundation of this corrupt system? This system that views the weak as nothing more than weeds to be trampled? What I seek is never a simple accounting of lives. I intend to tear away the gilded veil from this so-called heroism, this doctrine of might makes right. I want everyone to witness the filth and decay festering beneath the principles you claim to uphold, and the power you fight over.
She takes a deep breath.
What I aim to destroy is this unjust order that has plagued Northwild for decades. An order where the Great Seer is made absent, where petty tyrants rule with violence, and the lives of ordinary people are treated as less than nothing. Today, this manor shall serve as the altar. Your greed, your hypocrisy, the inevitable consequence of your own deeds. They will be the most fitting confession and epitaph.
Next to the earthen mounds, you finally make out the mottled text on the wooden plaque. This is the tombstone of muddling, and the mounds are scattered graves. The ink is faded and weathered, but the brush stroke remains vigorous. Here, preserved in wood, is the true first denunciation. Manifest to the world. In years gone by, atop a silent peak where snow forever lies, a young seer from was torn asunder. A sphere before mortal eyes, they sucked the marrow, devoured the flesh, plundered the spiritual meridians, all for their righteous creed. Now I've gathered what remained and found the power in those bones has never truly died. The departed soul, beholding well this body plagued and weak, has bestowed her final breath on me. This breath I know, divide in twain. Young to mend this broken shell, to steel me for the fight. Yin to merge with tainted poison, turning stolen seer's power back upon its thieving kind. When yin and yang shall clash as one, with blood for sacrifice, the divine shall wake. The red plum last testament is read, ending only when the snow clears.
What I demand of you is the blood debt for a child born with a gift. A child who could have grown to be a true hero. A child you consumed, piece by piece. Now, you will repay everything you have devoured. The stolen potential, the cultivated power, the ill-gotten reputation, the wealth and status, every last fraction of it, with all the accrued interest. Let it all be returned. Let it fill the wind and snow. Let it be a benediction for the living, and a solace for the souls you buried.
What the hell did they do? Did they actually mutilate or eat the child or something? Basically they killed the muddling, right? To gain power, I'm guessing. They put it like very what do you call it? Not very straightforward. Oh shit! Oh no, Jichuan! No! I forgot that I don't have a healer.
Finish it for me.
Too noisy. Quiet.
Why they're still here? They already died though. Yep, they absolutely eat modeling. What is this? Epstein Files level of storytelling. My god. Before Jichuan, Ji Guining's body convulses and contours beyond control. Her spine bulges grotesquely, limbs stretching outward like withered branches. Within moments, the princess, who once sat dignified in her wheelchair, has transformed completely into a hideous, crouching monster. Jichuan does not retreat, plum branch in hand. She taps it gently against the ground as she walks step by step toward the massive, grotesque creature. Her eyes reveal no fear. Instead, they shine with compassion and quiet acceptance. Killed modeling and use his body to gain power. What kind of practice is that? Is that like underground practice? In her days traveling northward as Schwanger, she has seen countless snow-covered vistas, yet none compared to the beauty before her now. Such a pity that this crimson and white splendor will be witnessed by her alone.
I never imagined that you would be the one to find me first.
So you're sending them off yourself, I take it? Got any last words you want me to pass along to that silly boy?
Yichuan peered into the storm beyond the dark chamber, her gaze distant. It was as if she were looking past the cold front, the herald of the final slaughter, and through layers of memory to scenes buried deep in the past.
He was never part of my design.
She paused, suppressing again and again the chaotic force that coursed through her.
A stranger arrived at Northwild. No background, no martial arts, no clear purpose. An uncontrollable element, walking uninvited into a scheme I spent years weaving. When I first approached him as Schwanger, it was to watch him, to understand what he was, to use his presence as a veil, to observe the others from within the crowd.
The thing is worse. Remember what Shin did to ship crew or Euphoria ship out of prison. Look how many horrific shit happens in between war.
I've encountered far too many people from the martial world. The arrogant ones who look upon common folk as less than dust. The scheming ones who measure all things by gain and loss. The righteous ones whose tongues drip with virtue while their hands reach for the blade behind your back. I assumed he would be no different.
Another surge of darkened blood interrupted her, whipping the fresh crimson from the corner of her mouth with the back of her hand. She continued to regulate her breathing.
But he
Which was
told
fine.
me that the martial world he believed in wasn't about whose skill was greater. It was a place that could hold sincerity, that could bear ideals worth bleeding for, that even a futile pursuit, fought to the last breath, still had meaning. He said stories may be illusions, but the impulse behind them is real. Traveling 1,000 miles for a single promise. Drawing your blade at the sight of injustice. Loyalty, courage, faith kept at any cost. Those things must have lived somewhere in this vast land.
Once more, her gaze sharpened with resolve, fixed on the valley below and the unknown future that lay ahead.
The manor is sealed. No ordinary person can make it down the mountain alive. But you are no ordinary person. Do this for me, Xiaofeng. Wait for him at the bottom. I'll carve him a path. He doesn't need to be part of this slaughter. He only needs to live. Let him see for me. Let him speak for me. Let him tell those beyond these peaks how greed devoured itself. How a corrupt legacy burned to ash in a single night. The manor will fall. My enemies will fall. And I will fall. But someone must remain to tell them after. That someone once tried to tear open this iron curtain of wind and snow, and nearly succeeded.
Knowing what these people do, maybe Shin was not that bad and she might be right. Human sucks. I think Shin is after on different thing though. Having said all this, she appeared to have exhausted the last shred of her strength. Like Shin is that I don't think Shin is don't like human. I think Shin just want to she just obsessed to some celestial being, something like that. Maintaining Shuang's innocent and lively facade had drained so much of her. Yet now that she was finally on the verge of dropping the act, she found herself reluctant to let it go.
Tell him to live.
Shitty people is always more noticeable.
And then
Refuse humanity for
don't
into the other.
forget.
Don't forget what?
Eh?
Don't forget that it was he who showed Schwanger that there's still warmth left in this world. If one day the stories of heroes and this martial world fade, let it be because peace has come at last. Because no one needs heroes anymore to break the iron rules and right the wrongs. We have generations ahead. Time enough. And if I cannot live to see that golden peace, then let this flawed, fleeting life of mine be the key that opens the door. As for the stories after, let him tell them in my place.
Her words fade, and Jichuan's eyes grow sharp, freezing the falling snow in midair with the slightest raise of her plum branch. The snow within 100 feet erupts, a white dragon soaring skyward with a thunderous roar. Beneath this same sky, a newcomer drifts into the town's familiar corner, learning to unfold a new martial world as Schwanger once did. Esteemed audience, lend me your ears. Upon Mount Fuyun, nestled with North Snow Manor, there's dwell a young lady, frail as a willow form, yet fierce as a winter gale. Her body, delicate enough to be snapped by a scythe, houses a heart blazing with heroic fire. The fragile plum hides a blade, and winter branches dream of spring thunder. The wind rises, snow spirals into waves, drawing the scattered plum blossoms into a roaring vortex atop the mountain peak. Yuchuan stands at the eye of the storm, her robes billowing wildly.
Point to hole. Sever the core.
The monster swings its massive branches down at her, but Jichuan neither dodges nor retreats. Instead, she guides her weapon upward. A snow dragon splits from the vortex and crashes thunderously into the attacking limb. Snow explodes outward as the colossal beast is driven back 3 feet. She poured her soul into the pursuit of heroism, only to find the Northward martial world for all their boasts of righteous men and noble deeds, teeming with vipers in heroes' clothing. The so-called martial world, a den of deceivers. Honor, a silk veil draped over greed. Justice, a cudgel to beat the innocents. The monster flies into a rage and launches Jichuan high into the air with a single blow. Blood mist sprays from her lips, yet she doesn't hesitate for an instant, spinning her plum branch once more. She peels more snow streams from the vortex. These streams transform into several snow serpents, as thick as pillars, that coil tightly around the monster's limbs and torso. Did she flinch? Did she fold? No. The master of North Snow Manor refused to retreat a single step. If the world is thick with hollow champions, she thought, then let them be unmasked. If corruption has become the custom, then let it be purged. And so, she proclaimed a grand feast for all. The monster shrieks in agony, its cry shaking the snow around them. Jichuan is slammed hard toward the ground, but in the last instant before impact, she twists, plants her plum branch, and springs back to her feet. The blow, however, has been too fierce. The branch cracks in her hand and her palm becomes a mangled mess of blood and flesh. No invitation was sent, yet the rumor spread like wildfire. Those hungry for glory caught the sand and swarmed in the mountain paths. Those drunk on silver crawled through snow and slid to reach her gate. Are there no true heroes left in this world? Then lift your eyes and see. Fists like thunder shake the plum blossoms. Staffs like rivers sweep the snow. False idols falls, true hearts rise, and the battle is far from over.
Spirit and will as one. Now!
The blizzard vortex collapsed inward. Plum blossom and shards of ice frantically converge on the point where her branch aims. The wind shrieks with a piercing howl, and the falling snow thickens, taking on an eerie blue hue. Jichuan's face nearly translucent, blood seeping from the corners of her mouth, each droplet freezing into a crimson pearl against the snow. But her eyes blaze with an unyielding intensity, and her weapons remains a monolith in her steady grasp. The sounds of the festival below and the warmth of human life have faded from her senses. Yet in the heart of the storm it feels as though 1,000 untold stories and all form of warmth merge into a single current flowing into her wrists. In this moment the very wind and snow hold their breath.
Ji Guining, your vaunted phoenix bloodline, your dreams of imperial heritage. In the end, nothing but an empty shell hollowed out by greed. You are no different from the others who came to this manor. In your eyes, there is only taking, never bearing. Only possessing, never responsibility. Fate has called in its debt. Let me be the one to end your tragedy.
The plum branch thrusts forward, a blade of pure white light carves a straight line through the frozen world, cutting through the swirling wind and snow to spear directly toward the monster heart. Then, in an instant, the blizzard converges. It funnels through the wound, a raging flood that scars the monster flies from the inside out. Ice crystal bursts from its core, and with them, a hail of wood chips and black blood explodes into the air.
This battle of ours will become a legend of Northwild. That pinnacle of the martial world you so desperately sought. Your name is finally carved upon it.
Yeah, but as a bad guy. The howling wind slowly unravels her hair bun. Through the strands of black silk, her gaze holds a sorrowful compassion as she regards the fallen hero before her. The monster writhes in its dead throat, and a thick branch suddenly coils around her waist. Jichuan doesn't dodge or retreat. Instead, she drives her plum branch deeper still. The weapon's broken forks hook into the monster's flesh like barbs, binding her and the massive creature together in an inescapable embrace.
Muddling, did you see? I have become quite the accomplished manor master.
She lifts her head toward the last small patch of clear sky at the storm's eye. With a smile, she closes her eyes and exhales her final breath.
Plum blossoms. On the other shore.
Damn, I should have took the hint. They have been hinting Ji Guining as the final boss with the Pipa, but I just noticed now. Eh? Oh. Cannot press enter in this. Why? Why gonna press it here? What are you gonna do? What is this thing?
All shall grovel to your mountain lord.
What the hell?
All shall
Something was
grovel
happening.
to your mountain lord.
Plum branch snap.
Listen.
What the hell? What is the?
The journey through this mortal world.
Till death
What is going on?
do us part.
How am I supposed to attack that? Can I attack it? Oh, I still can do that. What is going? Don't just die immediately. Oh, is it like instant death if you got to that part? This is gonna be like super slow.
Nest is immune to the deadliest
No, Shavak, no! I'm really relying on Grandma.
deadliest poison.
No!
Nest is immune to the deadliest
Grandma!
poison.
You cannot kill Grandma.
Nest is immune to the deadliest
One-on-one,
poison.
Grandma. No, it's not doing damage to me. Oh
Nest is
shit.
immune to the deadliest poison.
You can do it, Grandma. Come on, Grandma. Heal.
Nest is immune to the deadliest poison.
Wow, Grandma is so strong.
Nest is immune to the deadliest
Grandma is
poison.
That was so unexpected. Like seriously, I don't know why Yichuan, who's that? Graves and Shalom suddenly died. That was surprised me. Like, what the fuck? As the stories where I'm not a big fan, the Chinese arc in any gacha game with how too fantastical and less grounded it is. I think this one is very interesting, in my opinion. Remind me your Rust guys. Don't even remind me with dance. A thunderous roar erupts from the peaks of the clouds, splitting the heavens and tearing a massive rift through the heavy overcast. In the previously silent street of Ping'an Town, windows creak open as faces appear one by one. An elderly man, the first to comprehend, raises a trembling hand. The peak! Look at the peak! Atop Mount Fuyun, a visible shockwave erupts from the central manor, thundering outward and blasting a massive spiral void through the heavy clouds and snow that shroud the peak. No sooner does it pass than muffled, thunder-like aftershock began rumbling from deep within the mountain, one rolling into the next in endless succession. It stopped. The snow. Is it lighter now? The woman steps out, her child cradled protectively in her arms, and as if her words were a command, the years-long blizzard begins to break. The wind furious howl drops to a whimper. The frenzied dance of snowflakes slows, thins, and fades. For the first time in years, a fragile silence settles between the earth and sky. All around, doors creak open as people spill into the streets, their faces tilted skyward in awe. High above, long-forgotten sunlight pierces the torn heart of the cloud spiral, pouring down like a golden waterfall. It strikes the mountain peak first, setting it ablaze with red and gold, then sweeps down to trace the dark outlines of rooftops, to kiss the snow gathered on every doorstep, and finally, to brush its warmth across the frostbitten, upturned faces of the awestruck crowd. The heavenly light, it really shone down. Despite of heroism, it does exist after all. At the street corner, you settle it into the very spot where Schwanger once told her tales, a crowd of children gathering around you. Together, you and the children lift your gaze to the pristine clear sky, a sky that the hero of your new story secured with her very life. Oh no.
Hey, done sightseeing? You're still going up this mountain or what?
Oh, she's full of wound. Who she's fighting? A familiar voice calls out from the alley entrance. You turn and there is Xiao Fang, astride her tiger, fresh injuries marking her hands. How are you?
Ah, no time for that. I cut through to get here. If we move now, we might still make it in time.
The manor is unrecognizable now. Beams and pillars give way. Corridors lie in ruins. Scorch marks and ice fragments are scattered across the devastated courtyards. The colossal creature that once ruled the mountain peak has long dissolved into the subsiding wind and scattered snow, leaving behind only this utterly broken silence. The cliff winds spiral relentlessly, and at the vortex heart, a figure in blood-stained white robe still stands, refusing to fall. Yichuan props herself up with half a plum branch as blood seeps from wounds across her shoulders, neck, and torso. Her vision blurs, body heat ebbing away with her life force until only the sound of her weakening heartbeat and the distant, endless wind remains in her ears. As consciousness drifts, she dimly hears a familiar voice calling, Jichuan! Gathering what little strength remains, she slowly lifts her gaze. Through the bloody haze, she glimpses a figure in sturdy clothing stride a white tiger racing toward her. Her eyelashes flutter weakly. She wants to rush forward with joy as she once did as Schwanger, smiling as she takes your hand, sharing the long-lost legends of the martial world and the secret origins of ancient techniques. But she no longer has the strength. The moment that crimson spike of light strikes her, the storm she has forced herself to maintain through sheer willpower finally collapses completely. Her gathered strength transforms into chaotic torrents of air that explode outwards around her, carrying away even the smile that had barely begun to form on her lips. You push forward against the violent torrents rushing towards you, but the force violently hurls you backward, sending you crashing into the rubble. I'm gonna read each one last because usually these three probably there's some gruesome thing in the here, so you owe bratty granny. I do owe her. Like she survived on her own. My life, my eternal life. The creature plummeting down the cliff let out an inhuman wail. The body transformed by drugs disintegrates like an overripe fruit. Mania bursts through the muscle while the skin peels away in layers like ripped wet silk. His body is rapidly decaying. Only the fine antenna still twitch desperately beneath the withered face. There's an antenna? Where? As they wait desperately, a yellow butterfly emerges from his cocoon in the snow, gliding gracefully past his unfocused eye. Suddenly, he is transported back to that sun-drenched afternoon. Smiling, his mother taught him to open his palm and release the frightened butterfly. She told him, barely controlling her coughing, Yansheng, we who practice medicine must referee all living things in this world. He had studied medicine tirelessly, desperate to save his mother, yet lost her all the same. He vowed never to taste such pain again, but in his endless struggle to extend his life, he has already killed the boy who once chased butterfly. He has forgotten how old he truly is. 80, 90, 100? Could this existence clinging to life in a rotting cocoon truly be called living? Yin Yansheng's consciousness begins to fade. In that final moment, he realized at last that the weight of his entire long life has amounted to less than that graceful butterfly his mother once held in her palm. No, I'm not gonna let you guilt tripping. What is it guilt tripping? like you try to look for sympathy from me or for this person. Hell no, I don't care. Especially this guy. Is it the last one? Yeah. The battle erupts on the cliff outside the manor. Jichuan's plums. Oh, this is basically like the last moment of these people. Jichuan's plum branch sweeps through the air, its shadow like falling snow. The wicked healer toxic mist surges menacingly. Jiguning cradles her pipa, its strings shrieking. Shen Wanchou whirls his folding fan, weaving between the three, but for all his meticulous calculation, he falters at the attack from Jiguining, who's been feigning her leg condition. He clutches at his throat, like he's trying to pluck a gushing hot spring futilely. Then for some reason he thinks of that copper coin, his long treasured lucky charm. It's nothing more than an ordinary coin. Years ago he had left his life of luxury to learn to do business for the first time. A pampered young master ignorant of the reality of life, he quickly squandered his capital. For the first time he tasted poverty. He became a man in filthy clothes, with disheveled hair and an untrimmed beard. In the end he had only a single copper coin left. A beggar came to ask for money. Shen Wanchou laughed bitterly but still used that last coin to buy the beggar a bun. The beggar took it and said that one day he would repay the coin. Shen Wancho laughed and thought nothing more of it, but one day he discovered a copper coin placed on his window sill. Strange as it seemed, from that moment on his business began to flourish and he eventually became the famous golden brocade. Now dying, Shen Wancho fumbles all over his clothes. His strength ebbs away and his eyes are closing against his will. At last his finger finds the coin and he musters all his remaining strength to grasp it. But in the end he discovers his hand holds nothing at all. No! No. No, I get it. They somehow good at first, whatever, and then they lost themselves. But no. You killed Muddling, what the hell? There's no way. I think like even when their dad doesn't even really repay what they did through the years. The wind sweeps up red petals as Mania ravages Ji Guining's body. This mix of mania, snow, and plum blossom has turned her into a twisted, horrifying monster. Branches sprout over her body as her pipa transforms into a guqin? Were it not for her grotesque form, she might truly resemble an emperor enthroned at the pinnacle of the martial world. Ji Guining's branches coil tightly around North Snow Manor's master, yet the woman doesn't evade, instead driving the plum branches deeper. Has the Manor master lost her mind? Ji Guining wonders. Why doesn't she dodge? Ji Guining's consciousness began to blur, drifting back to a time before she was a sinner or a so-called great martial hero. Back then, her legs were still impaired, and her wheelchair was not yet a calculated prop. Her hysterical father would push her along, drool sliding from his lips as he raved deliriously about noble bloodlines, restoring the kingdom and becoming emperor of the martial world. She remembered thinking that while she wasn't truly of imperial descent, it brought her joy to indulge the fantasy in her mind. She remembers her father pushing her through Northwald's countryside one early winter. The world felt peaceful then. She was happy. All she wanted was to sit in her chair and sing a song for herself. Why is not crossed out though? They die already. Jichuan, draw your sword. Hurry, Jichuan. Her father's voice jolted Jichuan awake. The playful sparring with other children, it was merely a daydream during her training break. She turned her head. Her mother does not urge her on, simply watching quietly from the side. A gust of snowy wind sweeps up crimson plum blossom. The family of trees stands in the training grounds like an old fading dream in winter. Jichuan gazes at the makeshift sword in her hand. A plum branch snapped from the tree. If she wants to become a martial hero, how can she hesitate to draw her blade? She has fantasized countless times about becoming a hero, but when that moment truly arrives, can she bring herself to draw her sword and strike down her opponent? Can she really shoulder the weight of being a hero? Hey. Oh, we finally can go up. And they are too greedy and they are not hot. What's that last comment about? Only when the last whisper of wind finally dies away do you manage to struggle free from the broken tiles. As far as the eye can see, nothing remains but an empty, deadly silence. You stumble through the rubble. There, half buried in dust, lies the ornate embroidered of Shen Wancho robe. Nearby you find a pipa, his body shattered beyond recognition, and a walking stick twisted into a useless shape. You pass the snow mound where the martial artists were hastily buried. Now, a scattering of crimson petals blanket it in a tender, sullen embrace. Jichuan? Your voice echoes off the broken walls, then quickly fades away. Oh, is he shouting? Schwanger! Still, there is no response. That final gust of wind has ripped the last of the plum blossom from the branches. In the ravaged courtyard, the bow now holds not a single speck of red. The ground below is smothered in a thick carpet of fallen petals. Oh no, because you're so sick. As you stare up at the naked limbs, a steam bun sails through the air and smacks you squarely on the head.
Oh, stop wailing. You're hurting my ears.
Perched on the eaves next to a rage beast, Xiaofeng dangles her legs and casually swings a liquor jar. Its content nearly gone.
That girl you're looking for? When she sent me down to fetch you, yeah, she did leave a message. What was it again? Something about the martial world, the righteous path, real theatrical stuff, like an opera. Anyway, her last words were way too long. Who the f can remember all that flowery nonsense?
Wait! Since when Xiaofeng is cursing? Oh my god, where is that coming from? At the sound of last word, you waver on your feet, nearly losing your balance. From the east above, Xiaofeng suddenly lets out a laugh and leaps down.
Lucky for you, you've kept a trick up your sleeve. That red thorn you shot out? What even was that? Whatever. Long story short, she's still breathing.
She raises her hand, pointing sharply toward the old plum tree at the cliff's edge.
There. See that? Want to hear her finish that line? Go ask her yourself.
Impressive, she got the right idea. Huh? Did she meet Hela? Oh god, Hela, Sinex, and Xiaofeng should make a good trio. The snow beneath the plum tree lies in rough, cleared heaps, leaving several large tiger paw prints stamped into the frozen earth. Jichuan sits propped against the tree roots, half reclining, appearing as if asleep. Jichuan? She hears your voice, and her eyes flutter open. She's alive. Her pupils, shaped like plum blossom, are unfocused. They catch the light from the sky, yet remain shrouded as if in a mist.
Is it dawn? I can't see clearly anymore.
1,000 questions burn on your tongue. You want to ask if every shared day was part of her scheme, if she hesitated for even a single heartbeat before pushing you from that cliff. But when you finally speak, you don't ask a single one. You simply answer her. It's dawn. The snow stopped.
Liar. I can still hear the wind.
There is no wind, only the faint, barely perceptible whisper of snow on the verge of melting. You know she won't be able to hear much longer. It's not wind, it's the plum blossoms falling. She pauses, a moment of stillness passing before a gentle smile touches her lips.
Then, can you listen for me? What other sounds are there?
You pause, the silence settling between you. Then, slowly, word by word, you paint for her a picture of the sight she will never see again. Why are you saying like that? We're gonna save her. Snow's melting off the eaves. Drip, drip, really slow but steady. Birds are calling from the mountain beyond us. Not larks, sparrows chattering away. Probably fighting over the last frozen berries on the branches. And children laughing down in the valley. It's far away, but they're definitely laughing.
Really?
Really. They all know your story now. You whisper to her of the town below, their hopes, their dreams, their unbroken faith in heroes. Her wish has come true. She is now the hero she always wanted to be. Listening, she sees your hand with excitement, her own eyes cold and light as feathers. You gently part her fingers and lift her palm to the sky. Can you feel it? The sun's breaking through?
Yes. It's warm.
That mountain across from Mount Fuyun. What is it called? The snow's melting there too. There's a stretch of rock showing at the peak, and the cooking smoke from the valley below. It's grey-blue, rising straight up until it's disappearing into the clouds. You speak sentence by sentence, while she listens with her eyes closed. Her breathing steadies and calms, as if she is on the verge of drifting off to sleep.
Young hero,
Huh?
the truth is, my illness does have a cure. The old doctor who took my pulse back then left me a prescription. But the ingredients were too rare. I never could gather them all. Now, I fear it is too late. Yet, if it is you, there might still be a chance.
She speaks in a rush, as though fearful of running out of time.
3 things are needed. 100-year ice lotus core from the snow-capped peaks, which must be plucked before the first light of dawn.
What's so difficult?
Crimson flame stone marrow from the depths of southern volcanoes, taken as the lava tide recedes and sealed within a jade box. And also, pearls formed from merfolk tears on a night of the full moon in the East Sea, caught while they sing. It must never once touch the earth.
What is this?
If I could gather them all, this body of mine might yet linger a while longer in this world.
The shackles clearly relay her true condition. Her current vitality is merely the last flicker of warmth before the final fade. You don't say anything, just watch her quietly. You watch the earnestness she struggles to maintain in those unfocused eyes, and the weakness she can't conceal beneath her pallor. She mutters quietly, and there is actually a hint of hurt in her voice.
Can you not pretend to believe me? Just this once?
Alright, I believe you. So where exactly do I harvest the ice lotus core? Which ice cave? How long before dawn? Should it be in the moonlight or shadow?
Third ice rift on the north side of the main peak. Descend 100 meters to a ledge. It must be gathered between the hours of final darkness and earliest light, when moonlight fades but is not yet surrendered to the sun, and the petals must still be robed in dew.
She stops mid-sentence, her voice trailing into silence. She feels it then, warm droplet landing on the back of her hand, one by one. A moment later, she musters a smile. It's warm, yet tender.
You fool.
She reaches out to wipe the tears from your face, but her hands fall short, her strength giving out.
Never mind. I only ever heard those places were beautiful, and I never had the chance to see them with my own eyes. I thought to trick you into going and looking for me. If you ever pass by there in the days to come, remember to write me a letter. Tell me what they look like.
You know what? For a second, I actually believe her. Okay, I'll go see them. When you get better, we will go together. As if her last lingering doubt has finally been put to rest, her whole body goes limp as she settles back against your shoulder.
I'm
Me too.
tired, young hero.
I'll take you back inside.
Not inside. Take me to the window. I wish to see the manor one last time.
We was mounting. I actually thought like, oh, I think we're going to put her like in some sort of what was that? Crypto sleep, and then meanwhile we look for the ingredient. Ahead there is nothing but vast sea of clouds and sheer cliffs, no windows to be found. Her sight has failed her completely. You choose not to correct her, instead guiding her gently toward the light.
It's beautiful, is it not? This
You might know
place
what
where I
happened
was
with
born
Yinjing.
and
Exactly!
raised.
Yeah.
The snow upon the eaves is beginning to melt.
Yeah.
And the plum blossoms in the rear courtyard. They have bloomed fuller than yesterday, have they not?
They have, and the peach tree will bloom soon too.
How wonderful. Spring has finally come.
Her breathing slows, growing lighter and lighter. You let her rest against you until a faint smile graces her lips, as if she is drifting into a warm dream. Only then do you carry her sleeping form inside, gently covering her with a fur cloak. Karen, can you share your creep out for a time? The earth is warming, yet her body turns cold, believing she is only asleep. You tear through the dilapidated manor in search of charcoal. At the base of the walls, beside the collapsed stove, among the scattered chests, you scour every corner, clutching two hard-won pieces of charcoal. You finally rush back to the bedside. The bed is empty now, only her fur cloak remains, folded into a perfect square. On top of it lie two things: a withered plum branch and an unsigned letter. You unfold the letter. The strokes are crooked and wild, the final lines barely legible. The writer has spent her last ounce of strength.
Young hero. By the time you read this, I fear I will no longer be among the living. Please, do not seek me out. For those who walk the martial world, any green hill can serve as a final resting place. The affairs of the manor have been entrusted to capable hands. The secret codex was never more than an illusion, as greed alone was the true culprit. Within the pages of Chronicles of Northwild on my desk, you will find the full account of the old cases and the brands of those involved. I ask that you make it known. It was never my wish to deceive you or to make use of your kindness. Circumstances left me no other path. Your sincerity, time and again, broke through the impossible. And for that, I am both deeply shamed and profoundly moved. Our first meeting at the end, the journey together through the snowy night, the peril we faced in the pine woods, the ascent up the cliff. All these became unexpected light in the dwindling days of my life. I am grateful that you were willing to trust me one last time. Yet what I have sought all my life was never vengeance, nor the settling of old grudges, nor the purging of corruption. What I sought can be spoken in 4 simple words. The world serves all. Those who inherit power in the martial world ought to protect the common people. Those born with extraordinary gifts ought to aid all living beings. This truth is simple, and yet it has been forgotten. I offer my body as kindling, to burn through this wind and snow, not to illuminate my own name, but in the hope that this flame may light the way for those who follow. Young hero, I know you came seeking the truth of the secret codex. That scroll of blank paper was scattered somewhere during the final battle. I would counsel you to search for it no longer. Though you are not of Northwild, you were willing to draw your sword against injustice. A heart and will such as yours far surpass any divine martial art. P.S. If you ever pass by the old wall at the West Market below the mountain, would you feed the wild sparrows that gather there for me? Among them, there may be 2 particularly unruly ones who always quarrel over food. I saved them during my days wandering the martial world as Schwanger. Ji Schwan. P.S. The plum branch is yours. My mother once said that daughters should be like plum flowers, blooming fragrant even in frost. In my life, do you think I managed to become such a bloom?
At the end of the letter, there's a spot where the ink has blurred from moisture. It is still warm to the touch. You hold the letter, standing in the empty chamber. Morning light fills the room. In the courtyard, the mist has completely cleared, and above the manor, the vast sky stretches, azure and crystal clear. So I guess we're gonna find out in the interrogation. There's a Jichuan version? I need the interrogation right now. I mean, we still have interrogation, right? So she should still be alive. She should still be alive. Do we ever have like a sinner actually die? I don't think so. Xiaofeng props herself against the stone lion, a grass stem tucked in the corner of her mouth. Spying you, she lifts a single, questioning eyebrow. Except if you're counting the immortal.
Off so soon?
Yeah, I know. I know you're gonna say that. Yeah, should have left the first time I came down the mountain. Staying this long is already pushing it. Just wish I had more time. I finally got to Istia and there are old friends I want to get to see. Duruo! Xiaofeng tosses you a coarse cloth bundle. You catch it and find dried rations, a water pouch, and a hand-drawn crude map inside.
Ah, the path down the mountain is clear. Meowie thought of that. Horses at the post station, fresh and sturdy. Calling to thank you for letting me watch this grand show.
Is Nox and Yao counted? Technically it counted, yeah. The show's over. Where to now?
What, me? Back to my den on White Tiger Mountain. Gonna loaf around till Istia kicks up another fuss. Then I'll wander out again.
So you came all the way up the mountain with me just for the fun of it?
Hard to say. Watching you walk off to the snow, getting smaller, reminded me of this dream I keep having.
Because the scenery is Nox and Yao, not Ember nor Shu. Yeah, true. Technically they are, so... Yeah,
Bunch of
so
scrawny
you can
kids huddled
consider
up in the Mountain
technically
Lord
that.
temple, kowtowing to my dusty old statue, crying, "Please, Mountain Lord, open your eyes and help us." Didn't want you showing up in my dreams too, so here I am.
You nod. Before leaving, you give Miawi a scratch under the chin. Probably sounds strange, but I've got a feeling we will meet again. Not in a dream, though. But in a jail!
Sure. Now go. Keep yapping and it'll be dark again.
Are we not gonna shackle her? She turns and walks toward the deep forest, waving at you over her shoulder without looking back.
Hang on to that wooden branch the beggar girl gave you. It's gonna come in handy.
And sure enough, outside the Mid-Mountain Inn, a chestnut stallion stands tethered to a post, its hoof pawing the ground with impatience. You have no idea how to ride, but you attempt to mount it anyway. The horse snorts loudly and spins twice, nearly bucking you off. Luckily, it catches the scent of the tiger on you and quickly resigns itself to its fate, plodding along as it carries you down the mountain. You should have us, Augustus, to teach us. Wind whistles past your ears, snowy pines blur on either side. The winding road descends and the view gradually opens up. You see streams flow again with the melting snow, their bubbling crisp and bright. On sun-facing slopes, patches of grass appear in mottled hue, tender green scattered through the withered yellow, where wild plum blossoms have fallen by the roadside. Tiny buds swell on the branches. Romantic jail dates. Classic. There's like... There's a show, I think in the US or something. I think it's called... What do you call it? Like a reality show. Is it Love After Lock Up? Something like that. It is terrible. That's not... that's not like the kind of romantic things you want to see. As you pass through the small town at the mountain base, you slow your horse to a gentler pace. Children chase one another along the street when one suddenly points at you and calls out, "Hero, look, the cold eggs pumps I just learned. Hiya!" Several unfamiliar children gather around, their upturned faces bright, each one with the same sparkling eyes as Schwanger. "Mister, did you come from the mountain? Did you see Schwanger?" Schwanger said she will tell a story about the manor, but she probably forgot again. Took her little ratty bag and went off adventuring. Soon as I'm good enough, I'm gonna chase her down and drag her back. You generally pat their grubby but hope-filled faces. You're not wrong. Schwanger took that ratty old bag, left us all behind, and went off to live free as a bird. Oh no! Recovering consciousness! She said she was heading to a place far, far away, a place where martial art masters go to retire. Sages in the mist smiling as they take in students, teaching a few moves, then drinking under the moon and swapping story from the martial world. The children don't quite understand, but a chorus of wow erupts from them. You press your horse forward through a countryside dotted with villages, each one sending up peaceful whiffs of cooking smoke. Beneath the eaves, the elderly sit soaking in the sun, their eyes half closed in a state of quiet contentment. Good weather we're having. Good for planting. A soft, warm breeze moves through the wasteland. It's a sensation you never appreciate back in the city, where the air offers no such comfort. I mean, like the city, like probably all pollution or something, industrial pollution. You think what Jichuan did, could it really affect the calamities here? Theoretically, it's unlikely. For a collective will to meaningfully alter calamities, it typically requires ritual frameworks or mediums, similar to seer practices, to serve as a conduit. Maybe the conduit was already there? Myths are conduits. Martial arts legends are conduits. stories, lies. They're like sunlight, like air, anything that gives people hope when they've got nothing left. Maybe that's enough. You hear the inn server as he slaps down his tea bowl. Is it the one that that his bar got destroyed at the beginning? Let me tell you the legend of Jichuan, master of North Snow Manor, a soul daring enough to dream of mending the world, witnessing the rot festering within the martial world and tasting the bitter tears of the common folk. She wove herself into the bait, a gleaming lure for the wolf of wickedness. With spirit unbroken and arts divine, she swept through Northwild, purging its tainted breath until, at last, the snow relented and spring, long exiled, returned to the land of men. This is the story you had me transmit to this city for Yugo to refine. Oh no! Not Yugo! You gotta change it to something weird. This is a story of Istia Northwild. Let it stay here. We won't be back for a long time. I think you're gonna turn it into like harem adventure or something. The story has begun to spread. Through word of mouth, truth and legend interweave, taking on vibrant new life. Soon new children will sit at street corners, raise on these tales, and seeds of heroism will be planted alongside them. Perhaps one day some among them truly become sinners who shield their land through acts of benevolence, or even new seers. No, you go on Magic One story. The flame of heroism burns eternal, and the martial world endures forever. Oh! We are living Augustus' dream. You finally learn to control your horse, gently squeezing its flanks as the steed breaks into a full gallop towards the brightening dawn. Wind billows your robes, and the leather tucked against your chest rustled with each stride. Something suddenly comes to mind, and you turn back to look in the direction of North Snow Manor. The manor's ruins stand quietly on the mountain peak, bathed in golden light, and in a corner where no one pays attention, that scroll, once the spark for countless greedy conflicts, hangs unrolled from the branches of the plum tree on the cliff's edge. Mountain wind brushes past, causing the scroll to sway gently. Its surface is completely blank, revealing no martial techniques, no secrets. Only at the very end, a line of childish crooked handwriting appears, as if many years ago, two children huddled at the candy shop entrance, scribbled down a promise with a charcoal pencil.
Pinky promise, cross my heart. Hope to die if I ever lie. You'll be an amazing manor master, and I'll be an amazing hero. We'll ride across the world together, swords in hand, to the very ends of the earth.
Beside the words in the blank space of the paper, a crudely sketched little bird sits near a small flower with 5 petals, forever frozen in time. You go, and then all died horribly. Chief cried tragedy. Oh, we have something new here. Jichuan surfaced the 3 figures before her, a nobleman with his brocade fane, a wicked healer in poison, and a hypocritical martial heroine. She knows her victory against these enemies is not guaranteed. Her gaze drifts to the plum blossom beside her. If she falls here, this will be a fitting place for her grave. Her mind wanders back to that distant winter afternoon, when her father taught her swordsmanship while her mother offered gentle guidance. Yet in the end, she never drew her blade. Was it fear? Fear of the burden that came with being called a hero? Then she recalls someone's words to her. Fight only if you want to, if you don't. If you don't, there's no need to force yourself. Jichuan lifts her head. The relentless snow draws near. Her spirit seems to leave her body, gazing down from above. She understands her time is short. In this fast world, there are no true martial heroes, only herself. She asks herself, what will Schwanger do in this moment? A smile crosses her face. Her thought becomes crystal clear. She draws the plum branch from her sleeve. She will draw her sword. Oh, are we gonna close with Ayugo? What is the purpose of Ayugo anyway? She tried to get the codex too, but being sneaky. Several days later, North Snow Manor stands completely abandoned, a place of particularly desolate emptiness. At the foot of the mountain, the inn still hums with tales concerning the fate of the martial artists who recently gathered. The girl tosses some loose change onto the counter and selects a tabloid to pass the time. Martial World Monthly Special Edition, North Snow Manor Treasure Heist Mystery, Secret Codex Lost, Heroes' Fates Revealed. Wait, no one go to the manor and found that grave? Find that grave or their body remain. The pages introduce the martial artists who attended the gathering and depict the gruesome scene of several deaths. Oh, okay. The mysterious manor master fate and whereabouts remains unknown, and the secret martial art codex has vanished without a trace. Whispers suggest some unknown Eastern hero made off with it.
Tisk tisk. And they call this journalism? A steaming pile of week-old leftovers, this is. Same old names, same old rumors. Not a single interesting bone in this whole sorry carcass of a paper. All this fuss over some secret codex is just people scheming and backstabbing for profit. And these so-called heroes are all shine and no substance, like polished chamber pots. Look respectable enough until you get a whiff of what's really inside.
Pen in hand, she dives into the gossip article, making correction throughout before adding 2 punchy lines of commentary in bold, dramatic strokes. Looking around with a furrowed brow, she's still not pleased. She carelessly sketched a few doodles, then decisively crossed out the original headline and pens a new one. Finally satisfied, she sets the pen down. She drinks her tea in one gulp. Wow. Strides over to the storyteller and nonchalantly drops the scribbled on tabloid in front of him. Under the stunned gaze of the onlookers, she makes her grand exit.
You want news? That rag you're peddling is already moldy. Granny's giving you something fresh off the press. Still warm.
The storyteller picks up the tabloid in astonishment. Beside the names of the martial artists, he has scrawled various nicknames, and scrawled above them is, in a crooked hand, is the title, Silent Snow, Hidden Plum. Delightful forest master loved his wine and meat, till one day he gorged and burst a gut-spilling fit. Oh, Jewelry. The gentleman's silver needles gleam in snow, yet dread kept him wakeful, fear would not let go. General Invisible, renowned in war, made her end by 10,000 arrows and more. Melodious Pipa smiled, her tune so sweet, while a blood-soaked blade hid beneath her wood sleeve. Immortal Healer hung out his shingle with pride, yet the feared ghost would come knocking inside. Golden brocade, the ever-smiling guest, ring tears from flesh and bone, turn sorrow into gold. Thus it is said, heroic skin rubs vicious bone. The stage performed in ghostly tone. Withered plum reveals old crime, that severs guilt in time. In the blank spaces of the tabloid, nestled among carelessly scribbled doodles, a little beggar holding winter plum blossom and a grey-clothed hero gripping a sword hilt are drawn. In the bottom right corner of the sketch sits her signature, a tiny spider. Oh, we still have more. The sky has cleared, the snow no longer bites quite so sharply, and the streets at the foot of the mountain hum with a life they lacked just days ago. Outside the inn, Ayugo stretches her stiff limbs. Passerby stare at her bizarre outfit. Bare arms and legs in the dead of winter. I mean, Xiaofeng also do the same. Casting strange looks her way. Far from being bothered, she lifts her chin in confidence, presenting herself for their admiration.
The weather's warming up. Time for my little darlings to wake up and smell the sun.
I thought they're all dead. How many spider is that? 6, 7? A few small spiders peek out from her sleeve. This batch is noticeably smaller than her previous one. After all, she has lost quite a number. That's so bad luck of her. This new little darling will need considerable time to grow. Suddenly, Aigo sensed something. She focuses intently and closes her eyes as number 7 perspective syncs with her. Before her eyes, a patch of green grassland spreads. The little spider is perched on that person moving toward the promise of spring. Oh yeah, number 7 is with Chief?
Well, well. Look who's up and about. You've healed nicely, little one. Heading somewhere interesting, are we? Not Eastian. No, no. An Outlander then?
It's funny that we are being called Outlander by Istian while we have been calling other people Outlander. Her connection to the little spider grows spotty, catching only fragments of words like this city and chief. As the distance between them increases, Aigo can still sense number 7 location, but she can no longer eavesdrop or spy on anything of substance. Oh, it's not with Chief, it's like somewhere near Chief. With her eyes and ears now quiet, Aigo finds herself rather bored. She toys with little spider number 8 in her hand, but her mind lingers on the encounter with that one.
Perhaps that little one really is my elixir of youth.
But you're already looks like you are very young. I mean, if you think about it, if you compare to Yin Yang Sheng, this is how you get immortality in a sense. Not like Yin Yang Sheng. Yin Yang Sheng looks so old. Aigo traces the discolored markings on her arm. After that night, these signs have definitely faded. Yeah, all the time we call someone Outlander. Remembering the jolt of that eerie red light, she clenches her fist around this new lifeline in her endless existence, her eyes bright with a fierce excitement.
I wish I could feel it again. Once, twice, what's the difference? Might as well make it a round number while I'm at it. Besides, Eastia's boring me to tears.
Oh, is she gonna come to this city? Aigo slips through the bustling crowd, dissolving into the ordinary streets and alleys of Istia. Anyone who crosses her receives a casual dose of poison. This journey is simply a change of stage. Time to watch a new show unfold. The martial world remains a noisy, chaotic mess. Today, a peerless master rises. Tomorrow, a champion of justice falls in bitter defeat. Winning or losing, there is never any certainty. Thieves plunder thieves. Villains stare at each other's throats. None of it concerns this granny. Any good or bad blood she casually creates is just another idle stone placed in the river of her endless year. What she seeks has always been crystal clear. To live long, to live beautifully, and to live exactly as she pleases. Nothing left to be done at the desolate manor. You may control the little spider to have a go at leverage edge or challenge mode on the back slope. Hey, what did I do? Oh crap. I still don't know where is the challenge. On the back slope? Is it here? Oh, it's this! Oh, I can chill on panic ranges. What is this? Oh, okay. Is it like part of the quest? Let me just look real quick. Is it this one? Oh, it is not. Yeah, this one. Oh, it's different thing. Oh, we already immediately get the interrogation thing. Division 1 2, defeat Ma Ling. Interesting. We have a lot of bosses then. Probably I'm gonna do it off stream. Let me just explore for a bit. Why you return me back here? Just now I only see G winning now. Where's Maling? Yeah, there's no Maling there. Yeah, all the time we call someone. It was good. Reverse Yao deleted that boss into old class. Really? Which one? Which boss? This one or that one? Is it Reverse Yao or Jich one? I have the material for Reverse Yao, but I haven't reforged her yet. Probably I'm gonna do it later. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna finish here. I think it's very interesting story. It's a bit tragic because somehow at the end, like technically everybody is dead. Well, except Xiaofeng. Technically, Jichuan, I don't think Jichuan dead also, but they try to leave it like as cliffhanger, so you watch the interrogation. But I do really like the story, because I was wondering before, like how they going to expand the story outside of the city, and a little bit of like doubtful how they're going to make Chief get out of the city with all this underground war with underground, but they actually did it. So that's kind of like give you more, in my opinion, potential to like expand, you know, the lore to like many different places where we can adventure to many different places, instead of like, you know, using the usual, oh, it's an illusion kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like so far every time we are trying to explore Istia, it's like kind of illusion thing with, like for example, like in Ying Ying event. But yeah, there's a possibility we can actually go to Istia. So I'm going to see that, and I don't even know how actually Chief even go to Istia. Like I don't think we have like airplane or anything. I'm pretty sure like Chief have to use by you know, like some sort of like carriage or something like that. Jichun has interrogation, obviously. Yeah, I know. So yeah, I think she will be fine. There's a lot more to be done in this city. The Observatory Black Ring, for example. We're going to come back. I think the CN version already released the new one. It's probably gonna have something to do with the Paradisos, which is really quite exciting. Finally, we're gonna have something about the 01 or 02. Even if she's not dead, I think she's gonna be badly injured or even put in coma. I don't know. Yeah, what kind of string they're gonna pull from the interrogation? How it explain? I mean, like Shinor died. It's not like nothing, not really died. Like Shinor, presumably to be died, like has been used quite many times. For example, like Bianca, we remember like Bianca at the end of the event that she jumped off the building, and then suddenly like we just met her like, hey, you're fine. I just hope that they don't really do that to Jichuan though. Like I feel like if they're doing that, it's kind of like making light of like this attachment at the end of the story. Like to be honest, like I do feel sad when she's like dying, even though I know that she probably not, but still, don't give me that event. Like they don't explain anything and just move on to like whatever things in the interrogation. Maybe she's gonna be a branch like Ying. No, she's not like Ying. She's an actual human. Ying Ying is like someone that lived like 100 years ago or something, and now the spirit is on a tree or whatever. But Jichuan is an actual person, so no. Exposition rarely have uplifting fates. True. But all of them was shown alive inside the event. What? Who? Like even for Yao, we found her ex at the end credit audio. Oh, right. That's actually true. Now okay. What first person now makes sense with Tojo's explanation. Yeah. If you think about it, it's actually true. Yeah, how come I didn't realize that? Like a lot of like half anniversary sceneries end up like they're dying. Except for Awu. Awu technically is not dying, but Awu just basically like goes somewhere. I think she just goes somewhere to Goldian Vale or something. But yeah, with Yao being like the Sun Crow kind of died and then reborn. Ying also the same thing. The tree gone and then now she's being a branch. So maybe with Jichuan it's the same thing. It's gonna reborn into something. So who knows? Yeah. This is actually a really good point. I didn't realize that until today, until you mentioned it, Tojo. So interrogation. I think I'm gonna late to recording the interrogation because I'm still working on, trying with Jichuan. Okay, I didn't get much time to try her this couple of days. Been very busy. Yeah. So don't spoil me if you're going to like watch it before me. So yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna close it here. Close it early because yeah, tomorrow is working days. Thank you all for coming. Hope all of you have a good time with the anniversary and looking forward with the next big anniversary in 6 months, I think. Yeah, or maybe like for now, like the thing that we can expect is like the new main story in 3 months. Okay, so look forward to it. Until then, please take care and have a good night. Bye bye.